15 minutes here. I'll try to get some done. Alright, King Henry V. How now? Act 4, Interchorus. Now entertain conjecture of a time, the creaking murmur and the pouring dark fills the wide vessel of the universe, from camp to camp to the foul womb of the night. The hum of either army stilly sounds, that the fixed sentinels almost receive the secret whispers of each other's watch. Fire answers fire, and through their paly flames each battle sees the other's umbered face. Steed threatens steed in high and boastful neighs, piercing the night's dull ear. And from the tents the armorers accomplishing the nights, with busy hammers, closing rivets up, give dreadful note of preparation. The country cocks to crow, the clocks do toll, and the third hour of drowsy morning name. Proud of their numbers and secure in soul, the confident and overlusty French do the low-rated English play at dice, and chide the crippled tardy gated knight, who like a foul and ugly witch doth limp so tediously away. The poor condemned English, like sacrifices, by their watchful fires, sit patiently and inly ruminate the morning's danger and their gesture, sad, investing lank lean cheeks and war-worn coats, presenteth them into the gazing moon so many horrid ghosts. Oi, now, who will behold the royal captain of this ruined band, walking from watch to watch, from tent to tent? Let him cry, praise and glory on his head. For forth he goes and visits all his hosts, bids them good morrow with a modest smile, and calls them brothers, friends, and countrymen. Upon his royal face there is no note. How dread an army hath enrounded him, nor doth he dedicate one jot of color into the weary and all-watched night, but freshly looks and overbears the tank with cheerful semblance and sweet majesty, that every wretch, pining and pale before beholding him, plucks comfort from his looks. A largest universal, like the sun, his liberal eye doth give to everyone, thawing cold fear. Then mean and gentle all behold visiting unworthiness to find a little touch of Harry in the night, and so our scene must to the battle fly. Where, away for pity, we shall much disgrace with 4 or 5 most violent and ragged boys, right of us both and broad ridiculous. The name of Agincourt, yet sit and see, minding true things, by which their mockery. By no means, how now? Scene 1. The English camp at Agincourt, under King Henry, Bedford, and Gloucester. Gloucester, 'tis true that we are in great danger. The greater therefore should our courage be. Good morrow, brother Bedford, God Almighty. There is some soul of goodness in things evil, would men observingly distill it out. For our bad neighbor makes us early stirs, which is both healthful and good husbandry. Besides, they are our outward consciences. And preachers to us all, admonishing that we should dress us fairly for our end. Thus may we gather honey from the weed, and make a moral of the devil himself. Enter Erpingham. Good morrow, old Sir Thomas Erpingham. A good soft pillow for the good wife's head were better than a churlish turf of France. Not so, my liege. This lodging likes me better, since I may say, now lie I like a king. 'Tis good for me to know on examples of the spirit
Go
of
ahead
these.
and run.
And when the mind is quickened out of doubt, the organs,
never run out of
though
answers.
defunct and dead before, break up their drowsy grave, and newly move with casted slough and fresh leaves do she. Lend me thy cloak, Sir Thomas. Brothers both commend me to the princes in our camp. Do my good morrow to them, and anon desire them all to my pavilion. We shall, my liege. Shall I attend your grace? No, my good knight. Go with my brothers to my lords of England. I and my bosom must debate a while, and then I wouldn't know other company. The Lord in heaven bless thee, noble Harry. God have mercy, old heart, thou speakest cheerfully. Enter pistol. Qui va a friend. Discuss unto me, art thou officer?
You
Or
can't
art thou
bury the
base,
creatures
common
of
and
this
popular?
world in steel and
I am
stone.
a gentleman of a company. Sharest thou the puissant pike? Even so, what are you? As good a gentleman as the emperor. Then you are better than the king. The king's a bawcock and a heart of gold, a lad of life and imp of fame, a parent's good, a fist most valiant. I kiss his dirty shield, but my heart shrink. I love the lucky bully. What's thy name? Harry Leroy. Leroy! A Cornish name. Art thou a Cornish crew? No, I am a Welshman. Knowest thou
forget
Fluent?
who you share this
Yes.
city with.
Tell him I'll knock his leek about his pate upon St. Davvy's day. Do not you wear your dagger in your cap today. lest he knock that about yours. Art thou his friend? And his kinsman too? The fig go before thee then. I thank you. God be with you. My name is Pistol Called. It sorts well, your spearsmith. Fluland Gower severally. Captain Fluland. So, in the name of Cheshire Christ,
I've
speak
made
lower.
lots of
It is
friends
the greatest
in this town.
admiration in the universal world when the true and ancient prerogatives and laws of the wars is not kept. Prerogatives and laws of the wars is not kept. If you would like the plains but to examine the wars of Pompey the Great, you shall find, I warrant you, that there is no tittle-tattle nor tibble-tabble in Pompey's camp. I warrant you, you shall find the ceremonies of the war, and the cares of it, and the forms of it, and the sobriety of it, and the modesty of it, to be otherwise. Why, the enemy is loud. You heard him all night. If the enemy is an ass and a fool and a prating coxcomb, is it meet, think you, that we should also look you be an ass and a fool and a prating coxcomb in your own conscience now? I will speak lower. I pray you and beseech you. I pray you and beseech you that you will. Though it appears a little out of fashion, there is much care and valor in this Welshman. Enter John Bates, Alexander Court, and William Michael. Brother John Bates, is not the morning which breaks yonder? I think it be, but we had no great cause to desire approach of day. We see yonder the beginning of the day, but I think we shall never see the end of it. Who goes there? A friend. Under what captain serve you? Under Sir Thomas Erpingham, a good old commander and a most kind gentleman. I pray you, what thinks he of our estate? Even as men racked upon our sands that look to be washed off the next tide. He hath not told his thought to the king? No, nor does not meet he should. For though I speak to you, I think the king is but a man, as I am. The violet smells to him as it doth to me. The element shows to him as it doth to me. All his senses have but human conditions. His ceremonies laid by, and his nakedness he appears but a man. And though his affections are higher mounted than ours, yet when they stoopeth like winged. Therefore when he sees reason for fears as we do, his fears out of doubt be of the same relish as ours are. Yet in reason no man should possess him with any appearance of fear, lest he, by showing it, should dishearten his army. The flow there, intro. He may show what outward courage he will, but I believe as could a knight of 'tis. He could wishful in fames up to the neck, and so I would be were, and I by him at all adventures, so we were quit here. By my troth, I will speak my conscience of the king. I think he would not wish himself anywhere but where he is. Then I would be here where alone, so should he be sure to be ransomed, and a many poor men's lives saved. I dare say you love him not so ill to wish him here alone. Howsoever you speak this to fill other men's minds. Methinks I could not die anywhere so contented as in the king's company, his cause being just and his quarrel honorable. That's more than we know. Aye, or more than we should seek after, for we know even enough if we know we are the king's subjects, that his cause be wrong, our obedience to the king wipes the crime of it and out of us. But if the cause be not good, the king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. When all those legs and arms and heads chopped off in a battle shall join together at the latter day and cry all, we died at such a place. Some swearing, some crying for surgeon, some upon their wives left poor behind them, some upon the debts they owed, some upon their children rawly left. I am afeard there are few die well that die in a battle, for how can they charitably dispose of anything when blood is their argument? Now if these men do not die well, it will be black matter for the king that led them do it, whom to disobey were against all proportion of its subjection. Like testing the waters, what are you doing? So if the son that is by his father sent about merchandise do sinfully miscarry upon that sea, the imputation of his wickedness by your rule should be imposed upon his father that sent him. Or if a servant under the master's command transporting a sum of money be assailed by robbers and die in any irreconciled iniquities, you may call by the business of his master the author of the servant's damnation. But this is not so. The king is not bound to answer the particular endings of the soldiers, the father of the son, nor the master of the servant, for they purpose not their deaths when they purpose their services. Besides, there is no king, be his cause never so spotless, if it come to the arbitrament of swords, can try it out of the all-spited soldiers. Some peradventure have On them the guilt of premeditated and contrived murder. Some of beguiling virgins with the broken seals of perjury. Some making the wars their bulwark. They have before gored the gentle bosom of peace with pillage and robbery. Now, if these men have defeated the law and outrun native punishment, though they can outstrip men, they have no wings to fly from God. War is his beetles. War is his vengeance. So that here men are punished for before breach of the king's laws, and now the king's quarrel. Where they feared the death, they have borne life away, and where they would be safe, they perish. Then if they die unprovided, no more is the king put guilty of the damnation than he was before guilty of those impieties for the which they are now visited. Every subject's duty is a king's, but every subject's soul is his own. Therefore should every soldier in the wars do as every sick man in his bed, wash every mote out of his conscience, and dying so death is to him advantage, or not dying. The time was blessedly lost wherein such preparation was gained. And in him that escapes, it were not sin to think, that making God so free an offer, he let him outlive that day to see his greatness, and to teach others how they should prepare. 'Tis certain, every man that dies ill, the ill upon his own head, the king is not to answer it. I do not desire he should answer for me, and yet I determined to fight lustfully for him. I myself heard the king say he would name not your ransom. Aye, he said so, to make us fight cheerfully, but when our throats are cut, he may be ransomed, and we ne'er the wiser. If I live to see it, I will never trust his word after. You pay him then. That's a perilous shot out of an elder gun, that a poor and a private displeasure can do against the monarch. You may as well go about to turn the sun to ice with fanning in his face with a peacock's feather. You'll never trust his word after. Come to the foolish saying. Your reproof is something too round. I should be angry with you if the time were convenient. Let it be a quarrel between us if you live. I embrace it. How shall I know thee again? Give me any gage of thine, and I will wear it in my bonnet. Then if ever thou darest acknowledge it, I will make it my quarrel. Here's my glove. Give me another thought. There. This will I also wear in my cap. If ever thou come to me and say after tomorrow, this is my glove. By this hand I will take thee a box on the ear. If ever I live to see it, I will challenge it. Thou darest, and thou wilt be hanged. Well, I will do it. Thou, I take thee in the king's company. Keep thy word, fare thee well. Befriend, you English fools, befriend. We have French quarrels enow, if you could tell how to reckon. Indeed, the French may lay 20 French crowns to one. They will beat us, for they bear them on their shoulders. But it is no English treason to cut French crowns, and tomorrow the king himself will be a clipper. Upon the king let us our lives, our souls, our debts, our careful wives, our children, and our sins lay on the king. We must bear all. Oh, hard condition, twin born with greatness, subject to the breath of every fool, whose sense no more can feel but his own ringing. That infinite heart's ease must kings neglect that private men enjoy, and what have kings that privates have not too? Save ceremony, save general ceremony. And what art thou, thou idle ceremony? What kind of God art thou, that sufferest more of mortal griefs than do thy worshippers? What are thy rents? What are thy coming-ins, O ceremony? Show me by thy law. What is thy soul's adoration? Art thou aught else but place, degree, and form, creating awe and fear in other men, wherein thou art less happy, being feared, than they inferior? What drinkest thou oft instead of homage sweet, but poison flattery? Oi, be sick, great greatness, and bid thy ceremony give thee cure. Thinkest thou the fiery fever will go out with titles blown from it all shame? Will it give place to the flexure and low bending? Canst thou, when thou commandest at the beggar's knee, command the health of it? No, thou proud dream, that playest so subtly with the king's repose. I am the king that find thee, and I know 'tis not the balm, the scepter and the ball, the sword, the mace, the crown, apparel, the intertissued robe of gold and pearl. The farce title running for the king, the throne he sits on, nor the tide of a pomp that beats upon the high shore of this world. No, not all these thrice gorgeous ceremonies, not all these, laid in bed majestical, can sleep so soundly as the wretched slave, who with a body filled and vacant mind gets him to rest. Crammed with distressful bread, never sees horrid night, the child of hell, but like a lackey from the rise to set sweets in the eyes fit Phoebus, and all night sleeps in Elysium. Next day after dawn doth rise and help Hyperion to his horse, and follows up to ever-running yield with profitable labor to his grave. And but for ceremony such a wretch, winding up days with toil and nights with sleep, had the forehand advantage of a king. The slave, a member of the country's peace, enjoys it, but engrossed brain little wants, which watch the king keeps to maintain the peace, whose hours the peasant best advantages. Re-enter Erpingham. My lord, your nobles, jealous of your absence, seek through your camp to find you. Good old knight, collect them all together in my tent. I'll be before thee. I shall this, my lord. Oi, God of battle, still my soldier's heart. Possess them not with fear. Take from them now the sense of reckoning. If the opposed numbers, pluck their hearts from them. Not today, oi lord, oi, not today. Think not upon the fault my father made in compassing the crown. I, Richard's body, have interred anew, and on its have bestowed more oh, is he? Okay. That's awkward, because it can, so. And on it have bestowed more contract tears. Then from it issued forced drops of blood. 500 poor I have in yearly pay, who twice a day their withered hands hold up toward heaven to pardon blood, and I have built 2 chantries where the sad and solemn priests sing still for Richard's soul. More will I do, though all that I can do is nothing worth, since that my penitence comes after all, imploring pardon. Re-enter Gloucester. My liege, my brother Gloucester's voice. I know thy errand, I will go with thee. The day, my friends, and all things save for me. Scene 2, the French camp. Enter the Dauphin, Orleans, Rambers, and others. The sun doth gild our armor up, my lords. Montez à cheval, my horse, parlez la croix, ha! O ye brave spirit, via la croix à la terre, rien pour at la fou. Ciel, cousin Orleans. Enter Constable. Now, my lord Constable, hark how our steeds for present service neigh. Mount them and make incision in their hides, that their hot blood may spin in English eyes, and dap them with superfluous courage. What will you have them weep our horses' blood? How shall we then behold their natural tears? Enter a messenger. The English are embattled, you French peers. To horse, you gallant princes, straight to horse. That's awkward, though. That's the thing. Do but behold yon poor and starved band, and your fair show shall suck away their souls, leaving them but the shells and husk of men. There is not work enough for all our hands, scarce blood enough in all their sickly veins, to give each naked curtal act sustain, that our French gallants shall today draw out, and sheath the lack of sport. Let us but blow on them. Yeah. The vapor of our valor will overturn them. 'Tis positive against all exceptions, lords, that our superfluous lackeys and our peasants, who in unnecessary actions form about our squares of battle, were enow to purge the field of such a hildy foe, though we upon the mountain's basis by took stand for idle speculation. But that our armies must not. What's to say? A very little let us do, and all is done. Then let the trumpet sound, the tucket-sonics, and the note to mount. For our approach shall so much dare the field, that England shall couch down in fear and yield. Enter Grand Pré. Why do you stay so long, my lords of France? Yon island carrions, best desperate of their bones, ill-favouredly become the morning field. Their ragged curtains poorly are let loose, and our air shakes them passing scornfully. Big Mars seems bankrupt in their beggared host, and faintly through a rusty beaver peeps the horsemen sit like fixed candlesticks with torch staves in their hand, and their poor jades lob down their heads, dropping their hides and hips, the gum down roping from their pale head eyes, and in their pale doth mouths the gimlet bit lies foul with chewed grass, still and motionless, and their executors, the knavish crows, fly o'er them, all impatient for their hour. Description cannot suit itself in words to demonstrate the life of such a battle, and life so lifeless as it shows itself. They have said their prayers, and they savor death. Shall we go send them dinners and fresh fruits? Ooh, there she goes. And give their fasting horses provender, and after fight with them? I say but for my guard. On, to the field. I wield the banner from the trumpet's sake, and use it for my haste. Come, away. The sun is high, and we outwear the day. Scene 3. The English camp. Enter the English hosts: Gloucester, Bedford, Exeter, Salisbury, and Westmoreland. Where's the king? The king himself is rode to view their battle. A fighting men, they have full 70,000. They're 5 to 1. Besides, they're all fresh. God's arm, strike with us. 'Tis a fearful odds. God be we you, a prince's all. I'll to my charge, if we no more meet till we meet in heaven. Then joyfully, my noble lord of Bedford, my dear lord Gloucester, my good lord Exeter, and my kind kinsmen warriors all adieu. Farewell, good Salisbury, and good luck go with thee. Farewell, kind lord, 5 found you today, and yet I do thee wrong to mind thee of it. For thou art framed of the firm truths of valor. He is as full of valor as of kindness, princely in both. Enter King Henry. Oi, that we now had here but 110,000 of those men in England that do no work today. What's he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are now to do our country loss, and if to live, the fewer men the greater share to honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if mid my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No faith, my coz, wish not a man from England. God's peace, I would not lose so great an honor, as one man more, methinks, would share from me for the best hope I have. Oi, do not wish one more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse him the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors, and say, Tomorrow's Saint Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars, and say, These wounds I had on Crispian's day old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot and Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their following cups fleshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition, and gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed. They were not here, and hold their manhood cheap whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day. Re-enter Salisbury. My sovereign lord, bestow yourself with speed. The French are bravely in their battle set, and will, with all expedients, charge on us. All things are ready, if our minds be so. Perish the man whose mind is backward now. Thou dost not wish more help from England. God's will, my liege, would you and I alone, without more help, could fight this royal battle. Why now thou hast unwished 5,000 men, which likes me better than it wish us one. You know your places. God be with you all. Tucket, enter Montjoy. Once more I come to know of thee, King Harry, if for thy ransom thou wouldst no compound. Before thy most assured overthrew, for certainly thou art so near the gulf, thou needs must be inglutted. Besides, in mercy the constable desires thee, thou will mind the followers of repentance, that their souls may make a peaceful and sweet retire from off these fields, where wretches their poor bodies must lie and fester. Who hath sent thee now? The constable of France. I pray thee, bear my former answer back, bid them achieve me, and then sell my bones. Good God, why should they mock poor fellows thus? The man that once did sell the lion's skin, while the beast lived, was killed with hunting him. A man of our body shall no doubt find native graves upon the which I trust. shall witness live in brass of this day's work, and those that leave their valiant bones in France, dying like men, though buried in your dunghills, they shall be famed, for there the sun shall greet them, and draw their honours reeking up in heaven, leaving their earthly parts to choke their climb, the smell whereof shall breed a plague in France. Mark then abounding valour in our English, that being dead like to the bullets grazing, break out into a second course of mischief, killing a relapse of mortality. Let me speak proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day. Our gayness and our guilt are all besmirched with rainy marching in the painful field. There's not a piece of feather in our host. Good argument. I hope we will not fly, and time hath worn us into slovenry. But by the mass our hearts are in the strim, and my poor soldiers tell him. Yet ere night they'll be in fresher robes, or they will pluck the gay new coats o'er the French soldiers' heads, and turn them out of service. If they do this, as if God please they shall, my ransom then will soon be levied. Harold, save thou thy labour. Come thou no more for ransom, gentle Harold, they shall have none, I swear, but these my joints, which if they have as I will leave them, shall yield them little. Tell the constable, I shall, King Harry, and so fare thee well. Thou never shalt hear Harold any more. I fear thou'lt once more comes again for ransom. Enter York. My lord, most humbly on my knee, I beg, the heading of my valley, the leading of the devoured. Take it, brave York. Now, soldiers, march away, and how thou pleasest, God disposes the day. Scene 4, the field of battle. Alarmist excursions, enter French soldier, pistols, and boy. Yield, cur. Je pense que vous êtes le gentilhomme de bon quartier. Quality, Clayton, oh, accostre me. Art thou a gentleman? What is thy name? Discuss. Oh, Seigneur do. Oh, Seigneur do. Should be a gentleman. Perpend my words, O Seigneur do, and mark, O Seigneur do, thou diest on point of fox, except, O Seigneur, thou do give to me egregious ransom. So ol punaise miscord, ies pity de moi. Moi shall not serve. I will have 40 mois, or I will have fetched thy rim out at thy throat, and drops of crimson blood. Et il impossible de échapper la force de ton bras. Brass cur, thou damned and luxurious mountain goat, offerest me brass? Oui, pardonnez-moi. Sayest thou me so? Is that of Tante Moise? Come hither, boy. Ask me the slave in French. What is his name? Escuti, comment êtes-vous appelé? Monsieur Lefeur. He says his name is Master Fur. Master Fur? I'll fur him. And Firkin? And furre him? Discuss the name in French unto him. I do not know the French, not fur, and furre the furk. Bid him prepare, for I will cut his throat. Que dit-il, monsieur? Il me commande à vous dire que vous vous prêt. Car de sauter assis, et de pas, tu essaies here, découpe vos gorge. Oui, coupe.
No clue.
Gore permafoy. Peasant, unless thou give me crowns, brave crowns. Or mangled shalt thou be this my sword. Oui, je vous supplie pour l'amour de Dieu me pardonneur. Je suis le gentilhomme de bon mason. Gardez ma vie et trouvez, et je vous donnerai des cents. Excuse. What are his words? I pardon you. He prays you to save his life. He's a gentleman of the good house, and for his ransom he will give you 200 crowns. Tell him, my fears shall abate, and I the crowns will take. Petit monsieur, que dit-il? Encore qu'il est contre son jurement de pardonner aucun prisonnier. Niet moins pour les excuses que vous l'avez promis, il est content de vous donner la liberté, les franchisement sur mes genoux. Je vous donne miller merciment, et je m'estime heureux que je suis tombé entre les mains d'une chivalry, je pense le plus brave, valiant, et très distinguished Seigneur d'Angleterre. Expound on it, me boy. He gives you upon his knees 1,000 thanks, and he esteems himself happy that he hath fallen into the hands of one, as he thinks, the most brave, valorous, and thrice-worthy Seigneur of England. As I suck blood, I will some mercy show. Follow me. Suivez-vous les grands capitaines. I did never know so full a voice issue from so empty a heart. But the saying is true, the empty vessel makes the greatest sound. Bardolph and Nym had 10 times more valor than this roaring devil. The old play that everyone may pare his nails with a wooden dagger, and they are both hanged. And so would this be if he durst steal anything adventurously. I must stay with the lackeys, with the luggage of our camp. The French might have a good prey of us, if he knew of it, for there is none to guard of it, boys. Scene 5, another part of the field. Alarums enter Dauphin, Orleans, Bourbon, Constable, Rampers, and others. Oui, Diable. Oh, Seigneur. Les jours est partout, tout est partout. Most de ma vie, all is confounded, all reproach and everlasting shame, sit mocking our plumes. Oui, méchant fortune, do not run away. Why, all our ranks are broke. Oui, pardieu with shame, let us stab ourselves, be these the wretches that we played at dice for. Is this the king we sent for his ransom? Shame and eternal shame, nothing but shame. Let's die in honor, once more back again. And he that will not follow Bourbon now, let him go hence, and with his cap in hand, like a base pander, hold the chamber poor, whilst by a slave no gentler than my dog. His fairest daughter is contaminated. Disorder that hath spoiled us, friend us now. Let us on heaps go offer up our lives. We are enough yet living in the field to smother up in our throngs, if any order might be thought upon. The devil take order now, I'll to the throng. Let life be short, else shame will be too long. Scene 6, another part of the field. Alarums, enter King Henry and forces, Exeter and others. Well, have we done, thrice valiant countrymen? But all's not done, yet keep the French in the field. The Duke of York commends him to your majesty. Lives he, good uncle? Thrice within this hour I saw him down. Thrice I began in fighting, from helmet to the spur all blood he was. In which array brave soldiers doth he lie larding the plain, and by his bloody side York fellow, to his honour owing wounds. The noble Earl of Suffolk also lies. Suffolk first died, and York all haggled over comes to him, where in gore he lay and steeped, and takes him by the beard, kisses the gashes and bloodily did yawn upon his face, and cries aloud, Tarry, dear cousin Suffolk! My soul shall find keep company to heaven. Tarry, sweet soul, for mine, then fly abreast, as in this glorious and well-foughten field. We kept together in our chivalry. Upon these words I came and cheered him on. He smiled me in the face, rocked me in his hand, with a feeble gripe says, Dear my lord, commend my service to my sovereign. So did he turn, and over Suffolk's neck he threw his wounded arm and kissed his lips, and so escaped to death with blood he sealed a testament of noble ending love, the pretty and sweet manner of it forced. Those waters from me which I would have stopped, but I had not so much a man in me, and all my mother came into my eyes and gave me up to tears. I blame you not, for hearing this I must perforce compound with misful eyes, or they will issue too. But hark, what new alarm is this tame? The French have reinforced the scattered men. Then every soldier kill his prisoners. Give the word enough. Scene 7, another part of the field. Enter Flulin and Gower. Kill the poise and the luggage. 'Tis expressly against the laws of arms. 'Tis an errant piece of knavery. Mark you now, as can be offered. In your conscience now, is it not? 'Tis certain there's not a boy left alive, and the cowardly rascals that ran from the battle have done this slaughter. Besides, they have burned and carried away all this was as in king's tent. Wherefore the king most worthily hath caused every soldier to cause his prisoner's throat. Oui, to the gallant king. Aye, he was born in Monmouth, Captain Gower. What call you the town's name where Alexander the Pig was born? Alexander the Great. Why, I pray you, is not the pig great? The pig or the great, or the mighty, or the accused, or the magnanimous, are all the reckonings save The phrase is a little variations. I think Alexander the Great was born in Macedon. His father was called Philip of Macedon, as I take it. I think it is in Macedon where Alexander was born. I tell you certain, if you look in the maps of the world, I warrant you saw find a comparison between the Macedon and the Monmouth, and a situation like you is both alike. There's a river in Macedon, and there is also, moreover, a river in Monmouth. It is called Wide Monmouth, but it is out of the plains, or the name of the other river, but 'tis all one. 'Tis alike in my fingers, it's to my fingers, and all there is in Solomon's about. If you mark Alexander's life well, Harry of Monmouth's life has come after it indifferent well, for there is figures in all things. Alexander, God knows, and you know, in his rages, and his furies, and in his wrath, and his chollers, and his moods, and his displeasures, and his indignation, and also being a little intoxicated in his prains, did in his ales and his angers, look you, kill his past friend, Clayton. Our king is not like him in that. He never killed any of his friends. It is not well done, mark you now, to take the tales of my mouth ere it is made and finished. I speak but in the figs and comparisons of it, as Alexander killed his friend Clayton, being in his ales and his cups, so also Harry Monmouth, being in his right wit and his good judgment, turned away the fat knight with the great belly doublet. He was full of jests and gipes and knaveries and mocks. I forgot his name. Sir John Falstaff. That is he. I'll tell you, there is good men porn at the Monmouth. Here comes his majesty. Enter King Henry with a part of the English forces, Warwick, Gloucester, Exeter, and others. I was not angry since I came to France, until this instant. Take a trumpet, herald. Ride down to the horsemen on New Hill. If they will fight with us, bid them come down, or void the field. They do offend our sight. If they'll do neither, we will come to them, and make them scur away, as swift as stones enforced from the old Assyrian slings. Besides, we'll cut the throats of those we have, and not a man of them that we shall taste our mercy. Go and tell them so. Enter Montjoy. Here comes the herald of the French, my liege. His eyes are humbler than they us used to be. How now? What means this, herald? Knowest thou not that I have sent these bones of mine for ransom? Comest thou again for ransom? No, great king, I come to thee for charitable licenses, no, that we may wander o'er this bloody field to book our dead, and then to bury them, to sort our nobles from our common men. For many of our princes, woe the while, lie drowned and soaked in mercenary blood, and so do our vocal drench their pleasant limbs in blood of princes, and their wounded steeds fret like deep in gore, and with wild rage yerk out their armed heels at their dead masters, killing them twice. Oi, give us leave, great king, to view the field in safety and dispose of their dead bodies. I tell thee truly, herald, I know not if the day be ours or no. For yet the many of our horsemen peer and gallop o'er the field. The day is yours. Praise be God, and not our strength for it. What is the castle called that stands hard by? They call it Agincourt. Then call we this the field of Agincourt, fought on the day of Crispinus. Your grandfather of famous memory ain't pleased your majesty, and your great uncle Edward, the Black Prince of Wales, as I have read in the chronicles, fought the most brave battle here in France. They did Flulin. Your majesty says very true, if your majesty is remembered of it. The Welshmen did good service in a garden where leeks did grow, wearing leeks in their Monmouth caps, which your majesty know, to this hour is an honorable badge of the service, and I do believe your majesty takes no scorn to wear the leek upon St. Tabby's day. I swear it for a memorable honor, for I am Welsh, you know, good countrymen. All the water in Wye cannot wash your majesty's Welsh blood out of your potty, I can tell you that. God bless it, you preserve it, as long as it please you, grace, and his majesty's too. Thanks, good my countrymen, by Jeshu, I am your majesty's countryman, I care not who know it. I will confess it to all the world. I do not fight ashamed of your majesty, praise be God, so long as your majesty is an honest man. God keep me so, our heralds go with him. Bring me just noise of the numbers leap bed. Bring me just notice of the numbers dead, on both our parts. Call yonder fellow hither. Soldier, you must come to the king. Soldier, why wearest thou the glove in thy cap? And please your majesty, 'tis the gage of one that I should fight withal, if he be alive. An Englishman? And please your majesty, a rascal that swaggered with me last night, who if lived, and ever dared to challenge this glove, I have sworn to take him a box, or the ear, or if I can see my glove in his cap, which he swore if he was a soldier he would wear it alive, I will strike it out soundly. What think thou, Captain Fluland? Is it fit this soldier keep his oath? He's a craven and a villain else, and to please your majesty is my conscience. It may be his enemy is a gentleman of great sort, quite from the answer of his degree. Though he be as good a gentleman as the devil is, as Lucifer and Beelzebub himself, it is necessary, look your grace, that he keep his vow and his oath. If he be perjured, see you now, his reputation is an errant, a villain, and a jack sauce as ever his black shoe trod upon God's ground as in his earth. In my conscience lie. Then keep thy vow, Sarah, when thou meetest thy fellow. So I will, my liege, as I live. Who servest thou under? Under Captain Gower, my liege. Gower is a good captain, and is a good knowledge and literature in the wars. Call him hither to me, soldier. I will, my liege. Here, Fluland, wear thou this favour for me, and stick in my cap. When Alencion and myself were down together, I plucked this glove from his helm. If any man challenge this, he is a friend of Alencion, and an enemy to our person. If thou encounter any such, apprehend him, and thou dost my love. Your grace does me a great honour, as can be desired in the hearts of the subjects. I would fain be the man that hath but 2 legs that shall find himself aggrieved at this glove. That is all, but I would fain be at once, and please God to his grace that I might see. Knowest thou Gower? He is my dear friend, and please you. Pray you, go seek him, and bring him to my tent. I will fetch him. My Lord of Warwick and my brother Gloucester, follow Fluland closely at the heels. The glove which I have given him for a favour may haply purchase him a box or the ear. It is a soldier's. I, by bargain, should wear it myself. Follow, good cousin Warwick. Is that the soldier strike him, as I judge? By his blunt baron he will keep his word. Some sudden mischief may arise of it, for I do know Fluland valiant, and touched with colour, hot as gunpowder, and quickly will return to injury. Follow and see there be no harm betwixt them. Go you with me, uncle of Exeter. Scene 8, for King Henry's pavilion, enter Gower and Williams. I warrant it is to knight you, captain. Enter Fluland. God's will and his pleasure, captain. I beseech you, now come apace to the king. There is more good toward you, peradventure, than is in your knowledge to dream of. Sir, know you this glove? Know the glove. I know the glove is a glove. I know this, and thus I challenge it. Sblood, an arrant traitor, as any's in the universal world, or in France, or in England. How now, sir, you villain? How do you think I'll be forsworn? Stand away, Captain Gower. I will give you treason his payment to plows, I warrant you. I am no traitor. That's a lie in my throat. I charge you in his majesty's name after him. He's a friend of the Duke's Alencions. Enter Warwick and Gloucester. How now, what's the matter? My Lord of Warwick is here. Praise be God for it. A most contagious treason come to light. Look you, as you shall desire in a summer's day. Here is his majesty. Enter King Henry and Exeter. How now? What's the matter? My liege, here's a villain and a traitor, that, look your grace, has struck the glove which your majesty take after the helmet of Alencion. My liege, this was my glove. Here is the fellow of it, and he that I gave it to in change promised to wear it in his cap. I promised to strike him, if he did. I met this man with my glove in his cap, and I have been as good as my word. Your majesty, here now, saving your majesty's manhood. What an arrant, rascally, beggarly, lousy knave it is. I hope your majesty is peer me testimony and witness and avouchments that this is the glove of Alencion, that your majesty is give me in your conscience now. Give me that glove, soldier. Look here, as I fell of it. 'Twas I indeed, thou promised to strike, and thou hast given me most bitter terms. An't please your majesty, let his neck answer for it. If there any martial law in the world, how canst thou make me satisfaction? All offences, my lord, come from the heart. Never came any from mine that might offend your majesty. It was yourself thou didst abuse. Your majesty came not like yourself. You appeared to me but as a common man. Witness to the night your garments, your lowliness, and what your highness suffered under that shape. I beseech you, take it for your own fault, and not mine. For had you been as I took for you, had I made no offense. Therefore I beseech your highness, pardon me. Here, Uncle Exeter, fill the glove with crowns, and give it to this fellow. Keep it, fellow, and wear it for an honor in thy cap, till I do challenge it. Give him the crown, the captain, you must needs be friend with him. By this day and this light, the fellow has metal enough in the belly. Hold, there's 12 pence for you, and I pray you to serve. God and keep you out of brawls and prapples and quarrels and dissensions, and I warrant you it is better for you. I will none of your money. It is with good will. I can tell you it will serve you to mend your shoes. Come, wherefore should you be so patchful? Your shoes is not so good. 'Tis a good shilling, I warrant you, or I will change it. Enter an English herald. Now, herald, are the dead numbered? Here's the number of the slaughtered. What prisoners of good sort are taken, uncle? Charles Duke of Orleans, nephew to the king. John Duke of Bourbon, and Lord Bequequalt, of other lords and barons, knights and squires, full 1,500 besides common men. This note doth tell me of 10,000 French, that in the field lie slain. Of princes in this number, and nobles bearing banners, there lie dead 126 added to these. Of knights, esquires, and gallant gentlemen, 8,400, of the which 500 were but yesterday dubbed knights, so that in these 10,000 they have lost. There are but 1,600 mercenaries. The rest are princes, barons, lords, knights, squires, and gentlemen of blood and quality. The names of those are nobles that lie dead: Charles de Labreth, High Constable of France; Jack Muscatch of Catalan, Admiral of France; the Master of the Crossbows, Lord Rampart, Great Master of France; the brave Sir Guichen Dauphin; John Duke of Alençon, John Duke of Brabant, the brother of the Duke Burgundy, and Edward Duke of Bar, of lusty earls, Grand Pre and Loso; Rant, Frockenburg, and Foy, Boubant and Marle, the Boudemont and Lestrade. Here was the royal fellowship of death. Where is the number of our English dead? Edward the Duke of York, the Earl of Suffolk, Sir Richard Tetley, Davy Gann, Esquire, none else of name, and of all other men but 25. We, God, thy arm was here, and not to us, but to thy arm alone ascribe we all, when without stratagem, but in plain shock and even play of battle, was ever known so great and little loss, on one part and on the other. Take it, God, for it is none but thine. 'Tis wonderful. Come, go we in procession to the village, and be it death proclaimed through our host, do boast of this, or take the praise from God, which is the only. Is it not lawful, and please your majesty to tell how many is killed? Yes, captain, but with this acknowledgment that God fought for us. Yes, my conscience, he did us great good. Do we all holy rites? Let there be sung, non nobis, and te num, the dead with charity enclosed in clay. Well, then, to Calais, then to England, then, where ne'er from France arrived more happy men. Very well. Move on. Act 5. King Henry V. I'm not reading very well right now for some reason. My sinuses have also been kind of in despair. certain letters stand out above others, if you know what I mean. Bro wasn't very happy with me. I was trying to get him to play some magic, and he shooed me. He slammed the door in my face, literally. Act 5 in the chorus. Vouchsafe to those that have not read the story, that I may prompt them, and of such as have, I humbly pray them to admit the excuse of time, of numbers, and due courses of things, which cannot in their huge and proper life be here presented. Now we bear the king toward Calais. Grant him their seat, heave him away upon their winged thoughts, athwart the sea. Behold, the English beach pales, and the flood with men, with wives and boys, whose shouts and claps outvoice the deep-mouthed sea, which like a mighty whistler for the king seems to prepare his way, to let him land and solemnly see him sit on to London. So swift a pace hath thought that even now you may imagine him upon Blackheath, where that his lords desire him to have borne his bruised helmet and his bended sword before him through the city. He forbids it, being free from vainness and self-glorious pride, giving full trophy, signal and ostent, quite from himself to God. But now behold, in the quick forge and working house of thought, how London doth pour out her citizens, the mayor and all his brethren in his best sort, like to the senators of the antique Rome, with the plebeians swarming at their heels, go forth and fetch their conquering Caesar in, as by a lower but loving likelihood, were now the general of our gracious empress, as in good time he may, from Ireland coming, bringing rebellion broached on his sword. How many would the peaceful city quit to welcome him? Much more, how much more cause did they this harry? Now in London place him, as yet the lamentation of the French invites the King of England to stay at home. The Emperor's coming in behalf of France, to order peace between them, and omit all the occurrences, whatever chance, till Harry's back return again to France. There must we bring him, and myself have played the interim, by remembering you, 'tis past. Then brook abridgment, and your eyes advance, after your thoughts, straight back again to France. Scene 1. France, an English court of guard. Enter Flewlin and Gower. Nay, that's right. But why wear you your leek today? St. David's Day is past. There is occasion and causes why and wherefore in all things. I will tell you, asks my friend, Captain Gower, the rascally scowled, beggarly lousy, pragging knave, pistol, which you and yourself and all the world know to be no better than Philo. Look you now of no merits, he has come to me and brings me bread and salt yesterday. Look you, and bid me eat my leek. It was a place where I could not plead no contention with him, but I will be so bold as to wear it in my cap till I see him once again, and then I will tell him a little piece of my desires. Why, here it comes, swelling like a turkey cock. Edge pistol. 'Tis no matter for his swellings nor his turkey cocks. God bless you, on shin pistol, you scurvy lousy knave, God bless you. Art thou bedlam? Dost thou thirst, base Troyan, to have me fold up parsa fatal web? Hence, I am qualmish at the smell of leek. I beseech you heartily, scurvy lousy knave, at my desires and my requests, at my petitions to eat. Look you, this leek, because look you, you do not love it, nor your affections, and your appetites and your digestions does not agree with it. I would desire you to eat it. Not for Cadwaldler and all his goats. There is one goat for you. Will you be so good, scald knave, as eat it? Base Troyan, thou shalt die. You say very true, scald knave, when God will is. I will desire you to live, in the meantime, and eat your victuals. Come, there is sauce for it. You called me yesterday, man, squire, and I will make you today a squire of low degree. I pray you, fall to. If you can mark a leek, you can eat a leek. Enough, Captain, you have astonished him. I say, I will make him eat some part of my leek, or I will peat his pate for days. Bite, I pray you. It is good for your green wound and your bloody coxcomb. Must I bite? Yes, certainly, and out of doubt, and out of question too, and ambiguities. By this leek, I will most horribly revenge. I eat and eat, I swear. Eat, I pray you. Will you have some more sauce to your leek? There is not enough leek to swear by. Quiet thy cudgel. Thou dost see I eat. Much good to you, squat knave. Heartily. Nay, pray you. Throw none away. The skin is good for your broken coxcomb. When you take occasions to see leeks hereafter, I pray you, mock at him. That is all. Good. Aye, leeks is good. Hold you, there's a groat to heal your pate. Me, groat? Yes, verily and in truth. You shall take it, or I have another leek in my pocket which you shall eat. I take that groat in earnest of revenge. If I owe you anything, I will pay you in cudgels. You shall be a woodmonger, and buy nothing of me but cudgels. God be with you, and keep you and heal your pate. And hell shall stir of it for this. Go, go. You are counterfeit cowardly knave. Will you mock at an ancient tradition begun upon an honorable respect, and worn as a memorable trophy of predeceased valor, and dare not avouch in your deeds any of your words? I have seen you gleeking and gowning at his gentleman twice or thrice. You thought because he could not speak English in the native garb, he could not therefore handle an English cudgel. You find it otherwise, and henceforth let a Welsh correction teach you a good English condition. Fare you well. Does fortune play thus huswife with me now? News have I that my Nell is dead, I, the spiteful milady of France? And there my rendezvous is quite cut off. Old I do wax, and from my weary limbs honor is cudgeled. Well, bald I'll turn and something lean to cut purse if we can. To England will I still, and there I'll steal, and patches will I get into these cudgeled scars, and swear I got them in the Gallia Wars. Troyes in Champagne, an apartment in the French King's Palace. Scene 2. Enter from one side King Henry, Bedford, Gloucester, Exeter, Warwick, Westmoreland, and other lords. From the other side, the French King, Queen Isabel, the Princess Catherine, Alice, and other ladies, the Duke of Burgundy and his train. How now, how now? Peace to this meeting, wherefore we are met, and to our brother France and to our sister, health and fair time of day. Joy and good wishes to our most fair and princely cousin Catherine, and as a branch and member of this royalty, by whom this great assembly is contrived, we do salute you, Duke of Burgundy, and princes French and peers, health to you all. Right joyous are we to behold your face, most worthy brother England. Fairly met. So are you, princes, English, every one. So happy be the issue, brother England, of this good day and of this gracious meeting, as we are now glad to behold your eyes. Your eyes, which hitherto have borne in them against the French that have met them in their bent, the fatal balls of murder and basilisks. The venom of such looks, we fairly hope, have lost their quality, and that this day shall change all griefs and quarrels into love. To cry amen to that, thus we appear. You English princes all, I do salute you. My duty to you both, on equal love, great kings of France and England, that I have labored, with all my wits, my pains, and strong endeavors, to bring your most imperiled majesties into this bar and royal interview. Your mightiness on both parts best can witness. Since then my office has so far prevailed, that face to face and royal eye to eye, you have congregated. Let it not disgrace me if I demand before this royal view what rub or what impediment there is. Why that the naked, poor, and mangled peace, dear nurse of arts, plenties and joyful births, should not in the best garden of the world, our fertile France, put up her lovely visage. Alas, she hath from France too long been chased, and all her husbandry does lie on peace, corrupting in its own fertility. Her vine, the merry cheerer of the heart, unpruned, dies, her hedges even pleached like prisoners, widely overgrown with hair, put forth disordered twigs, her fallow lease the darnel, hemlock, and rank fermentory, doth root upon, while that the cultry rust, that should deracinate such savagery. But even mead, that erst brought sweetly forth such freckled cowslip, burnet, and green clover, wanting the scythe, all uncorrected rank, conceives by idleness, and nothing teems but hateful docks, rough thistles, caxes, burrs, losing both beauty and utility. And as our vineyards, fallows, beads, and hedges, defective in their natures, grow to wildness, even so our houses and ourselves and children have lost, or do not learn for want of time, the sciences that should become our country, but grow like savages, as soldiers will, that nothing do but meditate on blood, to swearing and stern looks, diffuse desire in everything that seems unnatural, which to reduce into our former favor you are assembled, and my speech entreats that I may know that why gentle peace should not expel these inconveniences, and bless us with her former qualities. If Duke of Burgundy you would the peace, whose want gives growth to the imperfections which you have cited, you must buy that peace with full accord to all our just demands, whose tenures and particular effects you have, in scheduled briefly, in your hands. The king hath heard them, to the which as yet there is no answer made. Well then, the peace, which you before so urged, lies in his answer. I have but with a cursory eye, or glance, the articles. Pleaseth your grace to appoint some of your council presently to sit with us once more, with better heed to resurvey them. We will suddenly pass out our accept and peremptory answer. Brother, we shall. Go, Uncle Exeter, and Brother Clarence, and you, Brother Gloucester, Warwick, and Huntingdon, go with the king, and take with you free power to ratify, augment, or alter, as your wisdoms best shall see advantageable, for dignity, anything in or out of our demands, and will consign thereto. Will you, fair sister, go with the princess, or stay here with us? Our gracious brother, I will go with him. Happily a woman's voice may do some good, when articles too nicely urged be stood on. Yet leave our cousin Catherine here with us. She is our capital demand, comprised within the full rank of our articles. She hath good leave. Fair Catherine, and most fair. Will you vouchsafe to teach a soldier terms, such as will enter as a lady's ear, and plead his love suit to her gentle heart? Your majesty shall mock at me. I cannot speak your England. Oui, fair Catherine, if you will love me soundly with your French heart, I will be glad to hear you confess it brokenly with your English tongue. Do you like me, Kate? Pardonnez-moi, I cannot tell that it is like me. An angel is like you, Kate, and you are like an angel. Que dit-il? Que Jésus semblait à l'ange. Oui. Vraiment-tu, votre grace? Asked-il? I said so, dear Catherine, and I must not blush to affirm it. Oui, bon Dieu. Les langues des hommes sont pleines de tromperie.
It's pretty good, Dak.
What says she, fair
It's going
one?
good so far.
That the tongues of men are full of deceits. Oui. That they tongues of they mans is be full of deceits. That is the princess. The princess is a better English woman. I faith, Kate, my wound is fit for thy understanding. I am glad thou canst speak no better English, for if thou couldst, thou wouldst find me such a plain king that thou wouldst think I had sold my farm to buy me crown. I know no ways to mince it in love, but directly to say I love you. And if you are urged me further, then to say, do you faith? I wear out my suit. Give me your answer. I faith do, and so clap hands, and a bargain. How say you, lady? Soft vostre honneur, me understand well. Mary, if you would put me to verses, or to dance for your sake, Kate, why you undid me. For the one I have neither words nor measure, and for the other I have no strength in measure, yet a reasonable measure and strength. If I could win a lady at leapfrog, or by vaulting unto my saddle with my armor on my back, under the correction of the bragging be it spoken, I should quickly leap into a wife. Or if I might buffet for my love, or bound my horse for her favors, I could lay on like a butcher and sit like a jack and apes never off. But before God, Kate, I cannot look greenly, nor ghast at my elegance, nor I have no cunning in protestation, only downright oaths, which I never use till urged, nor never break for urging. If thou canst love a fellow of this temper, Kate, whose face is not worth sun burning, that never looks in his glass for love of anything he sees there, let thine eye be thy cook. I speak to thee plain, soldier. If thou canst love me for this, take me. If not, to say to thee that I shall die is true. But for thy love, by the Lord, no. Yet I love thee too. And while thou livest, dear Kate, take a fellow of plain and uncoined constancy, for he perforce must do thee right. Because he hath not the gift to woo in other places, for these fellows of infant tongue that can rhyme themselves into ladies' favours, they do always reason themselves out again. What? A speaker is but a prater? A rhyme is but a ballad? A good leg will fall, a straight back will stoop, a black beard will turn white, a curled pate will grow bald, a fair face will wither, a full eye will wax hollow, but a good heart, Kate, is the sun and the moon. Or rather the sun and not the moon, for it shines bright and never changes, but keeps its course truly. If thou would have such a one, take me, and take me, take a soldier, take a king. And what sayest thou, then, to my love? Speak, my fair, and fairly I pray thee. Is it possible that I should love the enemy of France? No, it is not possible you should love the enemy of France, Kate. But in loving me, you should love the friend of France. For I love France so well that I will not part with a village of it. I will have it all mine, and Kate, when France is mine, I am yours, and yours is France, and you are mine. I cannot tell that as that. No, Kate? I will tell thee in French, which I am sure will hang upon my tongue like a new married wife about her husband's neck, hardly to be shook off. Je crois sur les possessions de France, et quand vous avez les possessions de moi. Let me see. What's then? Saint Denis, be my speed. Donc, vostre est France, et vous êtes mien. It is as easy for me, Kate, to conquer the king as to speak so much more French. I shall never more move thee in French unless it be to laugh at me. Sous votre honneur, les François, que vous parlez est meilleur que les Anglais, lequel je parle. No faith, is't not, Kate, but if I speak it in my tongue, and I thine, most truly falsely, must needs be granted to be much at one. But, Kate, dost thou understand thus much English? Canst thou love me? I cannot tell. Can any of your neighbors tell, Kate? I'll ask them. Come, I know thou lovest me, and at night when you come into your closets, you'll question this gentlewoman about me. And I know, Kate, you will to her dispraise those parts in me that you love with your heart. But, good Kate, mock me mercifully, the rather gentle princess, because I love thee cruelly. If ever thou beest mine, Kate, as I have a saving faith within me tells me thou shalt. I get thee with grounded, and thou must therefore needs prove a good soldier breeder. Shall not thou and I, between St. Denis and St. George, compound a boy, half French, half English, that shall go to Constantinople and take the Turk by the beard? Shall we not? What sayest thou, my fair flower de luce? I do not know that. No? 'Tis hereafter to know, but now to promise. Do but now promise, Kate, you will endeavor for your French part of such a boy, and for my English, moitié, take the word of a king and a bachelor. I'll answer you, la place belle Catherine, demandez mon très cher et divine diesse. Your Majesty, I've a fausse, French enough to deceive the most sage demoiselle that is in France. Now, fie upon my false French. By my honor and true English I love thee, Kate, by which honor I dare not swear thou lovest me. Yet my blood begins to flatter me that thou dost, notwithstanding the poor and untempering effect of my visage. Now beshrew my father's ambition. He was thinking of civil wars when he got me. Therefore was I created with a stubborn outside, with an aspect of iron, that when I come to woo ladies I fright them. But in faith, Kate, the elder I wax, the better I shall appear. My comfort is that old age, that ill layer up of beauty, can do no more spoil upon my face. Thou hast me, if thou hast me, at the worst, and thou shalt wear me, if thou wear me better and better. And therefore tell me, most fair Catherine, will you have me? Put off your maiden blushes, avouch the thoughts of your heart with the looks of an empress. Take me by the hand and say, Harry of England, I am thine. Which word thou shalt no sooner bless mine ear withal, but I will tell thee aloud. England is thine, Ireland is thine, France is thine, and Henry Plantagenet is thine. Who thou I speak it before his face, if he be not fellow with the best king, thou shalt find the best king of good fellows. Come, your answer is broken music, for the voice is music, and thy English broken, therefore queen of all, Catherine. Break thy mind to me in broken English. Wilt thou have me? That is all, so please de roi mon père. Nay, it will please him well, Kate. It shall please him, Kate. Then it shall also content me. Upon that I kiss your hand, and I call you my queen. Laissez, mon seigneur, laissez, laissez. Ma foi, je n'avoue point que vous abaser votre grandeur en bassant la main de une votre indigne serviteur. Excusez-moi, je vous supplie, mon très puissant seigneur. Then I will kiss your lips, Kate. Les dames at demoiselle pour être bassées devant leur noches. Il n'est pas la coutume de France. Madam, my interpreter, what says she? That it is not to be fashioned pour les ladies of France. I cannot tell what is baser in English. To kiss. Your Majesty enchante better que moi. It is not a fashion for the maids in France to kiss before they are married. Would she say? Oui, Vermont. Oui, Kate. Nice customs courtesy to great kings. Dear Kate, you and I cannot be confined within the weak lists of country's fashion. We are the makers of manners, Kate, and the liberty that follows our places stops the mouths of all fine faults, as I will do yours, for upholding the nice fashion of your country and denying me a kiss. Therefore, patiently and yielding, you have witchcraft in your lips, Kate. There is more elegance in a sugar touch of them than in the tongues of the French council, and they should sooner persuade Harry of England in a general petition of monarch. Here comes your father. Re-enter the king and queen, Burgundy, Bedford, Gloucester, Exeter, Warwick, Westmoreland, and other French and English lords. God save your majesty. My royal cousin teach you our princess English? I would have her learn, my fair cousin, how perfectly I love her, and that is good English. Is she not apt? Our tongue is rough, coz, and my condition is not smooth, so that having neither the voice nor the heart of flattery about me, I cannot so conjure up the spirit of love in her, that he will appear in his true likeness. Pardon the frankness of my mirth if I answer you for that. If you would conjure in her, you must make a circle. If conjure up love in her in this true likeness, he must appear naked and blind. Can you blame her then, being a maid yet rosed over with the virgin crimson of modesty, if she deny the appearance of a naked blind boy in her naked seen self? It were, my lord, a hard condition for a maid to consign to, yet they do wink and yield as love is blind and enforces. They are then excused, my lord, when they see not what they do. Then, good my lord, teach your cousin to consent winking. I will wink on her to consent, my lord, if you will teach her to know my meaning. For maids will summered and warm kept are like flies at Bartholomew tide, blind though they have their eyes, and then they will endure handling, which before would not abide looking on. This moral ties me over to time in a hot summer, and so I shall catch the fly, your cousin, in the latter end. And she must be blind too, as love is, my lord, before it loves. It is so, and you may, some of you, thank love for my blindness, who cannot see many a fair French city for the one fair French maid that stands in my way. Yes, my lord, you see them, prospectively. The cities turn into a maid, for they are all girdled with maiden walls that war hath never entered. Shall Kate be my wife? So please you, I am content. So the maiden cities you talk of may wait on her, so the maid that stood in the way for my wish shall show me the way to my will. We have consented to all terms of reason. Is so, my lords of England? The king hath granted every article, his daughter first, and then in sequel all, according to the firm proposed natures. Only he hath not yet subscribed this, where your majesty demands that the king of France, having any occasion to write for matter of grant, shall name your highness in this form, and with its addition in French, Notre Dame, cher fille, Henry, Royd, Angleterre, Hershire de France, and thus in Clayton. Proclaris, Cypnus, Filius Noster, Henricus, Rex, Anglais, et Heres Francois. Nor this I have not, brother, so denied, but your request shall make me let it pass. I pray you then, in love and dear alliance, let that one article rank with the rest, and thereupon give me your daughter. Take her, fair son, and from her blood raise up issue to me, that the contended kingdoms of France and England, whose very shores look pale with envy of each other's happiness, may cease their hatred, and this dear conjunction plant neighborhood and Christian-like accord in their sweet bosoms, that never war advance his bleeding sword twixt England and fair France. Amen. Now, welcome, Kate, and bear me witness all, that here I kiss her as my sovereign queen. God, the best maker of all marriages, combine your hearts in one, your realms in one, as man and wife, being two, are in one in love. So be there twixt your kingdoms such a spousal, that never may ill office or fell jealousy, which troubles oft the bed of blessed marriage, thrust in between the paction of these kingdoms, to make divorce of their incorporate league, that English may as French, French English men receive each other. God speak this amen. Amen. Prepare we for our marriage, on which day my lord of Burgundy will take your oath, and all the peers for surety of our leagues. Then shall I swear to Kate, and you to me, and may our oaths well kept and prosperous be. Enter chorus. Thus far with rough and all unable pen, our bending author hath pursued the story, and little room confining mighty men, mangling by starts the full course of their glory. Small time, but in that small most greatly lived this Star of England. Fortune made his sword, by which the world's best garden he achieved, and of it left his son imperial lord. Clayton Dale Smith, an infant band's crowned king of France, and England did this king succeed, whose state so many had the managing, that they lost France and made his England bleed, which oft our stage hath shown, and for their sake in your fair minds let this acceptance take.
There's always something. I believe that's all. That was his death and all, I believe. Very good. It was a pleasure. We'll talk about it in the next one as well. Finish this out and we'll get going. Very well done. I like this deck. The duck conquer the crows. I didn't know which one you were talking about, so I went with both. I just nipped it in the bud. How about that? You're like a thieves guild, you know what I mean? Okay. So, we can get this going. How now? Very well done. I enjoyed that one. I'm enjoying the Kings. Anyway, so that was always good. I have more videos. I did a little bit of King Henry VI as well. I had some Little Women, a little bit more religious texts as well. sitting there latching onto the cloud is what he's doing. Under the radar, what they're not telling you. But thank you for that. It's unfortunate your death, but again, I always had a good time with you. I'm always quick with it. 70 years is probably an hour for me, you know what I mean? So that's unfortunate, but it's still, I enjoy you guys. So thank you.